So, I love the subject of management. I love the subject of leadership. Leadership makes all the difference. I meet so many lawyers in my line of work, wonderful people, incredibly smart, fairly low educational level as far as management and business in general goes. That's why I absolutely love the subject and can talk about it endlessly because there is so much to be covered. So when we think about management and how to manage our law firms better, you think about it in terms of your goals. Like, why management? Why focus on management? Well, ultimately, a company, a law firm, should have an enterprise value. An enterprise value usually consists of three elements. It's the leadership, the people, and the systems. If you have the right leadership, the right people, and the right systems, your law firm will have an enterprise value, as in it can operate without you there, and it can be sold at a substantial profit. By the way, how do professional service companies that can operate without owners in place get sold or get valued? It's usually a multiplier of EBITA. EBITA stands for earnings before interest, depreciation, amortization, and taxation. So it's your bottom line, and you add back whatever depreciation your accountants took off, and you add back whatever interest you might have paid, and whatever taxes you might have paid, and whatever amortization you may have paid. Or it's actually an accounting expense, it's not a real expense. So add all of that back and multiply it by a factor. An effectively managed professional services company can be sold for 3 times EBITDA, 4 times EBITDA, 5 times EBITDA, in some extreme cases 10 times EBITDA. So if you're at some point going to get to $10 million in revenue and your profit at the end of the year, adding back taxes, amortization, interest, and depreciation is going to be, let's say, 30% of it, or 3 million, you'll probably be able to sell it at like 3 to 5 or 7 times that profit and retire and not worry about working again and invest into other businesses successfully and really enjoying your freedom, which would be amazing. But how do you get there? By becoming an incredibly great manager or leader. How do you become an incredibly great manager or leader? It's by studying. If you're a lawyer, some things are stacked in your favor and some things are stacked up like against you out of the gate. And the reason for that is that everything that you have done in pre-law and then in law school, you have probably not learned much about business. In fact, everything that you have done in terms of studying to prepare to be a lawyer taught you how to be a good specialist, a lawyer, not how to be a good business person. If you wanted to learn how to be a good business person, there are a couple of routes to go. Well, route number one is you could go to B school, take business courses in your undergrad, and then go to an MBA program, and you're going to learn a lot, and then you're going to go into the workforce, and in the next 3 to 5, 7, 10 years, you're going to learn a ton about how to be a great leader, especially if you have embedded leadership skills. Most of us don't. It's something that you have to learn. So, as you probably did not take that route. You probably went to law school because you're watching this, and this video is how to manage a law firm. You're going to have to learn this from reading books, watching videos like this one, and practicing a lot and making a lot of mistakes, because this is how we learn. We make some mistakes, we study, we make some mistakes as we practice, and then we get good at things. So your goal should be to get really good at management. And here's where you start if you want to become a really good manager. Because you own your law firm, I assume that you do, you should start with a dream. I know, what does dream have to do with management? Everything. Because when you start building your law firm, and you probably were solo, or maybe you got a partner and a paralegal, when you started that law firm, you started from scratch, but you had some sort of a vision. And that vision could have been like here, or here, or here, or here, or somewhere in the stratosphere. I don't know, but most people, when they start a business, they have fairly, especially if it's their first business, they have fairly reasonably low ambitions. Like, my goal is to make $200,000 a year. By the way, don't take it the wrong way. If you're making median income, and according to BLS, median income for lawyers a couple of years ago, 2020, was like $122,000. Let's say with inflation, you're now at like $135, $140, $145. Don't take it the wrong way. If you're making less than $200,000, there's nothing wrong with it, as long as you're happy. If you're unhappy, if you're watching this video because you have greater ambitions and you want to become a better manager, terrific. Keep watching. So first you start with a dream. What is that dream? That dream might be building that $10 million law firm with 30% net margin, 30% net profit at the end of the year. That dream could be building a $10 million law firm with 30% net margin and then selling it for 5 times that EBITDA. You could have any dream, but dream big. The bigger you dream, the bigger and better this thing is going to turn out. So start there. Start with a dream. Here's that number. Let's just use it for this example. $10 million, 30% net margin, and you're going to sell it at some point once you get there at 5 times your EBITDA. Terrific. So you're going to sell it for $15 million. It's awesome. Pre-tax, amazing. Once you sell it, you'll walk away with 11 or 12 or 10, depending on your tax bracket at the time. Not an accountant, cannot advise you on the tax brackets, especially since we're looking at some point in the future, and chances are this government is going to raise taxes on us. So start with a dream, and then you say, all right, to get there, what are my goals in 5 years from now? Where do I need to be 5 years from now? Long-term planning. Where do I need to be 3 years from now? Intermediate-term planning. Where do I need to be a year from now? Relatively short period of planning, short-time planning, short-term planning. Now, what do I need to do in order to travel from point A, where I am today, to point B, where I want to be a year from now? Let's imagine that today you're at $600,000 in revenue, and a year from now you want to get to $1.2 million. 100% growth. Now you want to think about, how do I get from point A to point B? But I challenge you to start thinking like a leader, not a doer, but a leader. Instead of thinking, how do I get there, is you start thinking about, who do I need to get on my team to help me get from 600,000 to 1.2 million? Chances are you're going to need a coach that's going to help you grow and develop your business acumen to go from 600,000 to 1.2 million. The very same coach may take you from 1.2 million to 10 million, but chances are they won't. You will need somebody who knows how to coach you up and up and up through the scales. But start with someone who has previously helped other law firm owners go from 600,000 to 1.2 million or 1.5 million or 2 million, wherever, right? Now, in addition to that coach, you're going to need others who are going to help you go from 600,000 to 1.2 million. Here's who else you're going to need. Think about your business as 5 functional zones. Marketing that attracts prospective clients, sales that converts those prospective clients into paying customers, operations that actually delivers the services that were promised by marketing and sales, HR that brings in the right people who help you do all of this, and finally management that actually manages everything. You need a lieutenant in every one of these positions. Chances are you're going to occupy 2 of these positions. The worst thing that you can do is attempt to occupy all 5. You are not an expert in all 5. So you're going to need who for marketing. Don't do this yourself. Marketing is incredibly complex. I'm not saying this because I operate a marketing company, but because I know how complex marketing is today. Hire the best marketing company your money can afford. Be uncomfortable with how much you're investing into marketing and sales so that you can actually make more. So for marketing, you need to hire an external vendor. Unless you're already doing like $30, $40 million in revenue, then you should be building out your own internal department, marketing department. For sales, because you're doing selling and other attorneys on your team, if you already have others, are doing selling, you need a sales coach that's going to help you convert a greater percentage of prospective clients into paying clients. For operations, you probably know how to operate well, but you want to get like a coach that's going to help you make your operations more efficient. Because any task that you do on a regular basis that takes 2 hours, there's probably a chance that you can learn with technology or without technology how to do it in 1 hour or 1 hour 15 minutes or 1 hour 30 minutes, which will free up time to do other things. For HR, if you do not have the funds to hire an HR manager, or it may be just too early because you only have a couple of people, that's fine. Get a leadership manager or coach that's going to help you be a better leader for your people. That coach should be able to help you learn how to become a better recruiter, hiring person, and a trainer. All of those things are very important and give you leadership skills that are also going to help you, that's right, in management. Management covers all of this all at an overarching level, meaning you cannot become an expert in all of these things. You should become an expert in people, money management, and leadership. That's it. Those are the three aspects that you should really be learning to be an incredible manager, an incredible executive for your law firm. Read the blog post below. I wrote a lot more thoughts on this. I just do not want to make this a super long video. So watch the video, or rather read the post. You'll learn a lot more. And if you have any questions about managing your law firm, reach out. Sasha at growlawfirm.com. Again, Sasha, S-A-S-H-A, at growlawfirm.com.